The inside out is actually the most important thing, even for you as an individual. You need to listen to what people say about you more than what you think about yourself. That's the only way you can be able to improve yourself. So as an organization, listening out there broadens our thinking, enhances the way we look at our clients and how we look at the world, in general.
You can't offer a solution to somebody if you don't know him. You can't give me the best meal if you don't know what I like. You have to know what I like. You have to know what are my tastes. You have to know what am I looking for. And that you can only do through an outside in, where you look at what the person wants, then you go in and look at your competencies, you look at your capacities, and decide if you can be able to offer that solution, or you need to create a solution that can be able to meet the needs of the person you're offering the solution to.
As a Kenyan, most of Kenyans are small farmers. When they see that they are being charged even 2 shillings, even 3 shillings, they see this is a lot. Because most of the time when you get money, you don't want to hold them in your pocket, you want them to be on the bank. So when you transact, the transaction charges like the 5 and the 6 shillings, they feel that this is huge.
When it comes to tenders, when one is applying one, you see like men are the one who are preferred more. Yeah, and also politics is another thing that has played a part.
So sometimes that approval takes too long. They tell you Nairobi has not approved, they are still working on it.
Stanbic Bank is an efficient bank, perfect in customer service, and also perfect in selling their products. So we are aware of most of their products as a circle, but not as an individual, because we are running a corporate account under the company's name.
And explaining to the client, the dollar has changed, and probably they had already paid with a specific amount, telling them to kindly add more. I would say dollar economy, is pretty tough, yeah.
So they should consider reviewing their rates, especially on monthly charges to institutions like us, because monthly it comes to around 11,000, which is, according to me, it's higher compared to other banks like KCB, Cooperative.
Sometimes when you go with what you have in mind, the bank may not have something that is tailored for your requirement. So a lot of times banks go through their normal process of how credit should be given, how it should be vetted, and somewhere along the line, the whole idea fizzles out.
Let me start by we are here for our clients, and our clients are out there. So we can only be able to do what our clients need if we listen to them. So we need to listen to outside. The competition also sits out there. So we need to be out there listening to the competition and what they are doing and what we need to do to improve.
While we have products and services from an inside out, we have solutions from an outside in. So we then avoid the bias of giving the customer what we think fits to then get to the customer what works for the customer.
We have to do the SWOT, definitely, when you look at the analysis of the environment. That's why the outside in now comes in. We might develop some products and services that will not be consumed by the targeted audience, but you can do the other way. Get in touch, understand what is going on, the technological advances that are there, the skills are developing on a daily basis, the policies and the legal framework changes based on the international environment and even the local environment. So one has to really study and ensure that whatever we develop, whatever we want to see, suits the audience that we want, suits the consumer that we want.
In order for our advisors, Standard Bank, to understand where we are, I think it's really important for them to understand where we're coming from and where we're going. to really understand our strategy. So I think it's incredibly important for them to have the perspective of who we are.
For example, a call center is the first place that a customer calls, right? And the call center, you would call it a corporate function, but that really is a client-facing team that needs to be so alive with the clients' needs, and understand the bank products, understand the expectations of the clients, and be able to at least be the first level of response to a client.
The outside-in view is critical from a strategizing perspective, because it shapes how you're going to compete and how you play. It's not about what is it that you need to achieve for yourself, but it's understanding the lay of the land.
And for you to be able to be effective in terms of implementing the strategy, you've got to be aware of your customers from the outside, the other parties that you deal with, the other stakeholders, so to speak. You've got the regulator, you've got the government, you've got the customers, you've got all those, including ours. Like, for example, being the chief executives of the Bankers Association, we are also a stakeholder from that perspective. And it will then help the leadership of the institution to be inside out looking.
So I think when we start from taking ideas from people outside the environment, or looking at what is happening around us, it can really help us build in what we want to do according to what we have seen from outside.
If you understand yourself, you can then pace yourself appropriately as you're trying to climb the hill. Some people move faster, some people move slower, but ultimately you need to get to the top, and understanding how you behave internally is a critical part of that journey.